Hello everyone. So today we'll learn a bit about Flexbox CSS and how to create web page layouts with it. So for the starters, I've created this index HTML page in style.css page, which has a link to the style.css, the HTML page, and the structure of the page we want to create. The structure is similar to this, but it's not one-to-one. So this is like a common layout that you will see on the web pages, but we will do something different where we will use only the header, the content zone, and the footer. So I've created those divs here with the class header, content, which has a content sidebar and content pane. And for each for the content the sidebar, we have a few items for demonstration only, and also the footer zone. And for that, in order to create the layout you've seen earlier, we have the style.css file, which I've pre-populated with the classes that we are going to use. But let's take a look into the web page, how it looks now before CSS. So it's pretty dull. We have only the items, one below another. So we don't want that. We want to have a simple layout, a proper layout. So for this, we will start using Flexbox CSS. So we can actually with Flexbox specify what goes where. I'll start to style a bit the body. So since the body, as you see in this photo, it's in a column way where you have the content below the header and the footer below the content. This is a column directional style, so we want to do that as well. And for start, for the body element, we will specify that the display is flex. And since by default, when you specify the display is flex, the engine will actually direction our items in a row way, like one next to each other, but we don't want that. We want it to be one below another, like a column way. So for that, we can use the flex direction property with the column value that will do every item in a column way. And for utility, I'll add a margin to the browser space to actually identify our items better, and a height of 100 viewport height. Those measurements are orientative, so don't take them for granted. It's not. It's based on this context only. Okay. Let's start with the actual items in the page. So for the header and the footer, since they don't have any particular child elements, we don't have to specify them as flex elements. So only thing that we will do on them will set a color in order to identify them better. So this will be a dark red and a dark cyan. And one thing I want to do is have them all over the page width with 100%, and the height that they have in the page will be, I don't know, 15%. Oops. Okay. So we've styled the header and the footer, but we didn't have time to style the contents. Let's see how our page looks right now after we refresh it. So as you see, we have the margin here. It's not very important, it's not relevant. But as you can see now, we have the header and the footer style with the colors that we mentioned earlier, and the height of 15% of the page. And the content zone is not actually styled, so you see it's as it was initially. But let's get to it as well. Okay, since the content has items in it, we will specify that the display is flex. Oops. And we'll have these of 100% width, and the height of it will be what remain 70%. Okay, and for the sidebar and content pane, we will actually for the sidebar, we'll specify display text since it has the sidebar items. The background color, let's say dark salmon, whatever, those are random colors, and a width of 15%. Cool. And the content pane, which doesn't have items in it, so it's not mandatory to add the display flex. I will specify the width to be what's left, that's 85%, and the background color of light blue, let's say. Okay, let's see what's in our page now. I'll refresh. So as you see, now we have the layout that we've talked about, with the header, the content zone, with the sidebar in the left part and the content in the right part, and the footer. You're probably wondering why I didn't add the flex direction here on the content. So since we want those two containers to be one next to each other, it will apply the default flex direction. But what we actually want to do is to style those sidebar items to be one below each other. So in order to do that, for the content sidebar, we will add the flex direction column, and now we have them one below each other. Okay, and we'll style the sidebar items as well a bit. So I'll add the background color of, I don't know, light gray with the border bottom to style them better, to separate them 1 pixel, solid black, and intensity of 32 pixels. Okay, let's go back to the web page and refresh the content. So the sidebar items are styled as well. And yeah, that's how you create a simple layout using Flex. Thank you for watching.